In this video, I'm going to show you how to host your first Gibbly game. The first thing you need to do is either create or find a quiz that you want to host with your students. In my case, I'm going to choose one of my own quizzes on country capitals. Once you find the quiz that you want to use, just click on the host button. The first thing you see will be the lobby settings for your game. Let's walk through each one of these. The first one is the number of teams. You can change this later, but if you have some idea of how many teams you want, you can do that now. The next option here is nicknames. If you want them to have randomly generated nicknames, you would keep this on. Otherwise, you can get them to put in their own nicknames by turning this off. The next option here is whether or not you want to put your students into teams automatically or not. This is really a matter of personal preference and how your students are organized. You may just need to play around with this feature to see which one you prefer. The next option is whether or not the players can choose a team or not. This one is really dependent on the age group, how mature your students are, and how much you trust them to self-police. And finally, the last rule here is whether or not you want to play or not. Once you're happy with the options, you can then hit continue. Whether you're playing or not, we do ask you to create an avatar. There's a couple things you can do. You can change the picture and color in the background. You can also change your actual nickname with this refresh button. And then once you're happy with a combination, you can click on start. So now we're in the lobby. I have split this into two screens so that we can see what the host sees and what the player sees. The host is on the left, the player is on the right. So once we're in the lobby, we can share a game with our students two ways. They can either navigate to this specific URL, or they can click on the join button from the site and enter this game pin. You can also hover over the game pin link, copy this link, and directly give it to them, and that will direct them to the lobby page. On their view, they do the same thing as you. They get to choose what their avatar looks like and their name. I'm okay with the breezy banana, so I'm going to continue and I'll hit start. Once that player is joined successfully, you're now going to see them in the team. From here, you can drag them around if you want to move which team they're in. I will move them from team 1 to team 2 and team 1 back again, and you can see it's really easy to choose which team they're in. If you find that you need to add or remove teams, you can also do that. I will add a few more teams so you can see how easy it is. And then since I don't need them, I'm just going to delete these teams. If we have it set that the players can change their own teams, I'm just going to actually change that in the settings up here, which you have access to whenever you need before you start the game. When I click this to yes, it'll immediately change it on the player's screen. So now they see the option to switch teams. I'll add a team so that we can see this in action. So now on this player's screen, they can hit switch teams and they can choose team 2 if they want to switch to team 2, and it'll immediately show up on the host screen. Once you're happy with where your players are, you can hit the Start Game button. If the host isn't playing, they'll be immediately sent to the leaderboard. If at any point they want to restart and bring everyone to the first question, they can hit the Restart button, or they can stop the game completely and head back to the lobby. Gibbly has taken a collaborative approach to review games. If the students are playing in teams of, say, 4, they will be alternating who is answering the question. In this case, since this is the only player, it is their turn, but if there were multiple students, it would alternate back and forth between these students. I'm just going to quickly go through this quiz so you can see what the final screen looks like. You can see from the leaderboard, it calculates how many points I got on my team. This is a great way to promote the competitive angle of gamification while also letting the students collaborate and promoting teamwork. If you have any questions, please make sure to leave them in the comments below. I'll also be leaving a feedback link where you can leave us any ideas or suggestions you have for improving the platform. Thanks again for watching.